Hello everyone, Manithral here, and welcome to the Herblore 120 video that I had mentioned about actually making. Now, you'll notice I'm doing a lot of farming while I do this video, mostly because pretty much everything that is kind of new for this is going to heavily depend upon farming. Let me move this back out here, this way you guys can see this. There is a few new potions. Mostly the higher tier, except for there is the cooking potion, which is actually at a lower level. Now, I did go to make this. There is currently actually a small little bug with this compared to most potions. Usually, if you click on to make an unfinished potion, it brings you to the potion that you currently have your ingredients for. This one, however, does not have that. So, you actually have to go select it. It's not far down the list from where it is, but that's actually what you have to do. And it does take a cooked swordfish in order to actually make it. But most of these potions, the newer ones, actually do take stuff that is from, farming. Here we got, right off the bat, the second cooking potion, the super cooking potion, which you need a regular one for it, actually does take Zygamite fruit. So that's actually kind of nice. One thing I would love to see them kind of fix, like do maybe an overhaul on herbing as a whole. And that's to take the previous potions, like let's say a regular attack potion, and make that the prerequisite to make the super attack. Because I actually kind of like the factor of taking the base one, using that, adding an ingredient to that one just to be able to make the next one. That is actually kind of cool. I know some people out there probably really hate that, but it is actually very interesting. And see, there's even an extreme hunter potion which takes the bullhorn. Now that existed before this changeover, if you will, but it's there and it's actually pretty cool. But as you can see, I can't really touch into a lot of this stuff, so I mostly just want to show you some of the farming that kind of coincides with it, because most of this stuff is actually all surrounded by farming. See, like right here, you need watermelon, which is something I grow normally now. Watermelon, clean arbuck, and primal extract. So this is all stuff that you pretty well need to be doing farming to get, because the primal extract comes from the new farming, like fruit trees and some of the new products like that. So you'll need to be able to do that. And watermelon is just, it's kind of nice to have watermelon. But there's also, like right here, the charming potion. As you can see, these, like everything that came out is pretty well just very high level. And when it comes to bombs, as you can see here, it starts at level 99. The nice thing is it does actually separate it, and you do have a bunch of different categories. See, there's even the power burst. Dungeoneering. I've seen a lot of people kind of debating on there, but, on their Discord, but, Dungeoneering, it got updated along with it too. That's something that, should be kind of expected, that it's going to go right along lines with it. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because I think it's a good idea to actually see what's all going on. Because that's the main stuff of farming. That is just, it's sad, but it's true. Farming and Herblore, these two are tied very heavily together with this update, which it's kind of cool, but it's kind of a pain. And one of the things I wanted to show you too, some of this like special stuff that you can actually, or you're going to actually want, actually will come from this, including making like the blessed flask. That's actually a big part of why I wanted to bring up this part of it actually, because the Luminite stone spirits. I have actually seen that you need some of the Luminite type stuff in order to make the blessed flask. Which, let me see if I can't find that information again here. But see, in order to actually even make it, you need to be able to make, you need different types of stone spirits. And yeah, it's the Blessed Molten Glass, the golden color edition. So as you can see right here, you need Blessed Molten Glass. You need gold stone spirits. You need luminite stone spirits. And to even get the Blessed Molten Glass, you need Blessed Sand, Soda Ash, Red Sandstone, and Crystal Flecked Sandstone. So you need all that. Now we'll go into the Blessed Sand. And this is just to make the Blessed Flask. I know a lot of people will probably be kind of irritated about that, but, it's actually pretty good. And it says here, Blessed Sand is extra fine sand that has been blessed by using it on an altar of Saradomin. It is part of the process of making the Blessed Flask. So, this is the next step of the process is to melt the sand into Blessed Molten Glass at any furnace. 40,000 Blessed Sand is required to make the Blessed Flask, which is a lot of sand. So in order to even make that, though, you need to have extra fine sand. So, in order to get that, you can grind any size of sandstone. The heavier the sandstone you grind up, the more sand you will get. So, this is your first step, which, if you are looking to do it, Manithral is actually the easiest way to get there for it. There is other ways of getting it, obviously. But if you just teleport to the lodestone in Manithral, you can kind of just go right up here. If you have access to the skilling plot right up here, the VIP skilling area, you can just go in there. However, if not, just right click, go to the worker district, and then you're right here at Sandstone. It's really not that bad. And then you have all this clay and you have other stuff here. And then right off the bat, I'm here. So now I have some sandstone. If I right click on it, I can actually grind it. And this will actually give me grand total. Well, that was supposed to be a grand total. Oh, okay, so it's not exactly guaranteed that you will get exactly what you did that it quoted you for. So I'll show you again here in a second. I just want to get a little bit more sandstone. This way you guys can see the entire thing. Okay, so now I have a good chunk of it. If I go to right click grind, I should be grinding 7 chunks, which should get me sandstone. But if you pay attention to the chat down here, it'll actually tell you the wind picks it up and is lost forever, lost forever, lost forever, lost forever. And then I have 7. So I had 7 pieces of sandstone, which eventually translated into 7 sand, which is not much at all. So this is going to be a little bit of a grind, guys. I am going to try one more thing, and I know this is kind of a stretch, but I'm kind of curious to see if this would actually work. Because it says the wind blew it away. Well, what if you go inside a house? Because, technically, there's no wind in a house. So, let's grind her up inside a house. Okay, so it's still saying lost forever, so this could be a very long, drug out process. Something to keep in mind, I'm not dropping that, obviously, because that is going to take forever to reaccumulate. But yeah, so that is going to be how you get the extra fine sand, which is how you bless the sand, which is how you make the blessed glass. But don't forget, you also need stone spirits. And if you're not a big time bosser, because I actually looked up luminite stone spirits, it actually does take quite a bit of those to actually make Um, well, it does take quite a bit, but well, not too much. It takes 25 stone spirits to make it, but there is only a few ways to actually getting it. We'll click here and I'll show you. So it says additional luminite when mining luminite rocks. 1 luminite spin will be used up, obviously. And it says it can be required by drinking a perfect juju mining potion and mining luminite ore. So there is another way, but otherwise, as you can see over here, most of these, other than the top 4 here, are all bosses. So if you're not really into bossing and you don't really do the juju stuff, like I don't do the juju stuff, so this can actually be a good way to doing it. Not that one, the farming task there. So this is actually a good way of doing it. And as you can see, it refreshed again. So now, I actually got the rock shell body from that. So that's actually pretty, you can actually get equipment this way. But I need another spider and potato seeds, and then I can get 50 cosmic runes. That doesn't seem that great, but it's just important to keep in mind you can actually see the rewards of doing these tasks, which is actually pretty cool, and I hope this is a feature that we see more and more come across into guilds, because it kind of, you know, increases people's wanting desire to do stuff like that. I know this one is mostly about Herblore, but the thing of it is, a lot of this ties in with actually making potions. Well, doing farming. Another thing, bomb vials and the power burst vials. Okay, so there is actually a way to get those without actually going through all the hassle of making them. Now, I know some people will say this is probably pretty cheaty, but you know what? It makes sense to me. Herblore stores, such as the one right here in Taverley, the starting zone area, they actually sell them. And currently, these vials actually stack compared to other types of vials. So right now, I can actually buy 50 bomb vials, and well, 100 and 100. And right there, you know, I have a good chunk. So now I have all these vials, and just every now and then I will go there and I'll check up and get some extra vials. It's a good way to do it without actually having to make it yourself. And it only cost me 5 gold a vial. Whereas if I were to examine this to sell it, it's going to cost you 151 gold pieces in the GE to buy it from another player. So that's something very important to actually keep in mind. So that will actually kind of do it for the Herblore video, because it's mostly, you know, if you can, you know, use this stuff up. But that's actually about it. You know, there's the new stuff that came with this one. It takes a lot of the new stuff, a lot of the new farming. You know, I like that, but at the same time, I don't like that. And then don't forget to, if you do need like the special, the special potion here, I'll show you. Or did they already remove it? No, it's in miscellaneous rewards. The harvest potion, if you do need it and you don't have to level for it, you can go right here and buy it. It's only 1 dose and only lasts 6 minutes, but it is actually better than nothing, so do keep that in mind. Also, maybe try to upgrade your seed aside a little bit, because this way you can actually get the seeds to come to you, which will greatly help you out as well. But that'll actually do it for this video. Wish there was more to really be said about it, but that's about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, later guys.